Hi, my name is Neale, and it's nice to see you. I see some faces I've seen before, some old friends, and a couple of new friends too, so it's nice to be with you tonight for a little bit. I'm not going to give a big long speech. I don't like to give big long speeches to informal groups like this, but I thought I would just spend a few minutes with you to share a few thoughts. Maybe we might have some questions and answers afterward if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, we'll let you go. But I couldn't let the camp go by without stopping by, and Peter asked me if I would spend a little bit of time just chatting with you guys about some things. And I want to start by sharing with you a fascinating thing. See if you can kind of hold this in your consciousness. Try to put into your mind an idea of how long this earth has existed. Just to give you just to kind of place us in a certain way, in a certain context, to put us in time and space, so we can consider the experience we're having in some particular way. So what I'm going to ask you is to think of the entire history of the world since the earth first was formed out of gases and dust and collected and coagulated and became, a rock, third rock from the sun. And it became that rock about 4.8 billion years ago. And scientists now tell us that about 3.5 billion years ago, life, not life as we know it, not people, but the first kinds of cellular living things appeared on the earth. Out of the firmament, as they say, life arose around 3.5 billion years ago. And when you talk in terms of billions and billions of years, it's hard to get a handle on what that means, what that is. So somebody a few years ago decided to kind of create a scale, to scale it down, to put it in a way we could all understand it more. So that person said, he did some math. He got on the computer and he did some math, and he said, imagine if the whole of the history of the planet were put inside of 1 year, just to create a scale that our mind could get around. So imagine now that the whole history of the earth was reduced down to 1 year of time. If that were true, every month in that year would be equal to 12 million years. And if that were true, the first cellular beings, life itself, would have appeared on the earth around February of that fictional year. The earth began on January 1st. That's the scale. January 1st is the beginning of the formation of the earth. December 31st, the year later, New Year's Eve, the year later, is now, today. If that's true, then the first cellular being arrived on the planet in February. And then not much happened after that until November. It was a very slow year. And in November, the first fish, the first beings of the sea appeared on the earth. And the dinosaurs appeared on December 10th of that year. And on December 25th, they disappeared. The dinosaurs were extinct. And the first humanoid type creatures, not actual human beings, but humanoid type creatures, appeared on the earth on the afternoon of December 31st. If you can grasp that, on the afternoon of December 31st. And the first humans, Homo sapiens, appeared on the earth at 15 minutes to midnight, New Year's Eve, at 11:45. And the whole of recorded human history that we are familiar with took place in the last minute of the last day. That's the total recorded human history. The last 60 seconds of that fictional year. And we are the last second of that last 60 seconds. In fact, we're about the last nanosecond of that last 60 seconds. That's where we fit into, just to give you an idea of the scale of the history of this planet. We won't even bother talking about the history of the universe, just this planet. And yet, what's fascinating about that is what the next year in the life of this planet looks like is being determined in this nanosecond of time. That the whole experiment called life on Earth is hinging now on what you guys decide and what those of us in this room, young and old alike, choose to do and to create in this next sliver of time, a sliver of time that you can't even really measure on the scale of the Earth's history. And yet the whole thing is like the top of a pyramid, and at the top of that, this whole thing teeter-totters. The whole experiment either goes up or down based on what we're going to decide in our lifetimes, all of us in this room. And I'm not sure whether that's really deeply understood by people, young people or older people, that we hold the future of life, on this planet at least, in our hands.